Singapore is stepping up efforts to build up the psychological resilience in more young people as part of this year's Total Defence exercise. One such way is through a preschool pilot, teaching children both physical and mental coping strategies. Chloe Teo reports.
This may look like a typical preschool morning, but these young ones at Sunflower Preschool at Hillview aren't learning their ABCs. Rather, they're picking up just as important life skills. Part of an inaugural pilot for this year's Total Defence exercise, the program introduces preschoolers to psychological resilience through a 3-part immersive workshop.
It's very important for children to also begin to exercise the muscle of resilience from a very early age. It's not that we only foster it in adulthood, and it's not that we only can have experiences that are challenging in adulthood. It can happen to anyone, anytime, at any age. So with this program, we hope that parents will know also that psychological resilience is something that can be fostered through real experiences, not something that is explicitly taught in the classroom.
Simulated as a natural disaster scenario, the children learn how to prepare emergency kits, navigate unfamiliar environments in the dark, and even build tools like an FM radio. Skills that are still transferable to their daily lives.
We see the children displaying learning dispositions such as perseverance and resilience, and then on top of that we also see them displaying social and emotional competencies such as lending their friends a helping hand when they are faced with challenges and uncertainty.
One psychologist says a common misconception is that children are too young to understand difficult situations around them. She adds that resilience can be nurtured from as young as 4, and the key is in using age-appropriate methods.
It can be built in through their daily manageable challenges and tasks. It helps them to kind of build the capacity to manage bigger matters later. So it can start from even basic emotional awareness. For example, getting them to label their feelings, learning that this distress, whatever they experience, will come and go and that it's not permanent. And also for us to kind of model to be reassuring.
However, it's never too late to pick up these skills, as participants of this psychological first aid course can attest to. Run by the Singapore Red Cross, responders are taught to manage shock and grief after crisis. The aim is to support recovery and reduce long-term trauma.
It's very important with the resilience individuals in the community, then it's like the community also will be calm, rather than it's like people with no resilience and then just panic. So in the crisis, it will become even bigger problem.
SRC adds that growing its youth base to train in psychological first aid remains a priority. Youth currently make up around 20% of participants, a figure they hope to increase by another 5%.
Building resilience and offering support can feel daunting, but it doesn't have to be complicated. Let's take a look at some simple strategies from experts for different age groups. Now, for young children, resilience can be built into everyday moments. This can start with basic emotional awareness, like helping them name what they feel. Addressing physical needs also helps through simple breathing exercises and reassurance. Now, for older children, the focus is on healthy ways to cope. This can be through activities like art, exercise, or play. It also helps to create space for reflective conversations so that they can talk through their thoughts and worries. Now, for adults who want to support others, these are some key psychological first aid tips to remember. First, look. Is it safe and who needs help? Then listen. Introduce yourself and hear their concerns. And finally, link. Connect them to the right support.